Yesterday over at the Overwatch subreddit, there was a post titled, "Blizzard, please do not treat any other heroes in the future like you have with Sombra." Which of course is a post about the current condition of the Sombra ARG and how it got tiresome real fast. This post gained a lot of attention to the point where it became #1 on Reddit/all for a little bit. This post is one of the loudest negative responses we've probably ever had for a Sombra ARG, and that can't be ignored. Now granted, the people who upvoted this weren't all involved in the ARG and are most likely upvoting it because they're just sick of hearing about Sombra, but that is one of the many reasons that people are starting to hate this ARG. So in this video, I would like to bring up the many things that could be causing people to just really hate the Sombra ARG and Blizzard's terrible management of it. Yesterday was the trigger point for most people, and it made most of us in the community realize how pointless everything was. Now, regardless of how excited everyone was at the moment of getting a new Sombra clue, all of that proved ephemeral as we started to realize that this countdown led to almost nothing at all. We gained a new message, we got a new skull, and nothing. Now we're getting a lot of people speculating this and theorizing that, and oh god, it's being tiresome. It's becoming repetitive. If this countdown proved to be something of value like a screenshot or a trailer or maybe even just a sound clip, whatever, anything but a cryptic message, we probably would have gotten much less vocal about how this terrible ARG has been. Unfortunately, that's just how this whole thing has been going. Nobody cares, and it just seems like Blizzard doesn't either. Everything they throw at us is just not worth the great lengths we have to go through just to get it. Think about this for a moment. Just which Sombra clue, if any at all, led to us getting more info about Sombra? How many of them didn't lead to a message that said something along the lines of, "Very good, now wait till I give you more bullshit to fuck around with"? This has become nothing more than a chore with no fruits of labor, and it's getting real shitty. The Overwatch community probably won't like hearing this, but for the most part, none of them really know what they're doing in the ARG. A lot of them hopped on board and started theories about theories and then theories after those theories, crafting any sort of nonsense that they could think of. I can't tell you how many times I've had this same message sent to me where people will say, "Hey, what if Sombra is Alejandro?" Or like, "What if it's Alejandra's mom?" And I'm not joking about that sort of shit, and neither are they. There's a lot of people who are still hopping on the Sombra train, not even realizing that we're like 7 steps ahead of the curve. And it's frustrating for both the people who are actually on top of this stuff and the dudes who are just getting into it. There's a lot of info to take in, and it becomes intimidating to even get into this. If you haven't been keeping up since day one, trust me, I can see how scary it might be to just dive right in. And even then, the people who are on top of this, they're just new to ARGs in general. Listen, I'm not defending the ARG fully, but I don't think a lot of people understand that ARGs can last way longer than Sombra's ARG. I see quite a few people complaining that the ARG has been going on for months, and granted, the way this has been spread out, it's extremely poorly managed, but I don't think people understand that ARGs can last longer than months. Sometimes they last for years. Again, I'm not trying to defend Blizzard's poor management of this. I just think too many people just also don't understand what an ARG was from the get-go. But now that I mention it, this ARG has been a real fascinating one. Fascinating in the sense that I'm not really sure what to think. On one hand, I love when the ball gets rolling. It becomes fascinating and thrilling to try and find every piece of the puzzle that we're missing, and it's so cool to see the community bond together for a day. But then we need to consider just how poorly made this ARG as a whole is. There's a lot of nothing going on with no rewards, and Blizzard is dealing with a very hyped up character, a character that they hyped up in fact. There's only so much fuel that can get people motivated for a character they've never seen before. The reason why most of us want to talk about Sombra is because we're so fascinated by her character. There's an allure to her, this mysterious hacker lady who has never been seen before and whose identity is unknown even to her peers. It's a fascinating character we want to know more about, yet the organizers of this ARG has just not provided us with anything at all. Instead, our reward for solving impossible puzzles is a cryptic message followed by silence. Also, just how many unsolved mysteries do we have left over? That Summer Games mystery is still unsolved. We don't know the key for that. There were some instances where Sombra herself had to step in and say, no, you're going the wrong way. Now, of course, sometimes this was due because of over speculation and again, new players just joining in. But to have even the creator of the ARG to step in is humiliating, not only for the players, but also for the creators, as it shows that they have no clear direction as to where this is going. And it even shows just how poorly these puzzles were made if we had to make up shit in order to find answers. So having a group of people who don't really know how to make an ARG colliding with people who don't really know what an ARG is in the first place is going to lead into disaster, and it was always meant to be that way. So this next part will seem like me calling out a few select people out, but honestly I'm not, and if I do come across like that, then I'm sorry, but it's true. Okay, so ever since Sombra's ARG started, there were only a few people talking about this, just a few key people who were kind of interested in it. At the time, it didn't grab that many people's attention. However, one YouTuber by the name of Muzelk, and if I said your name wrong, I'm sorry, made a Sombra video that garnered massive attention. Nearly 2 million views for just one Sombra video. That was the trigger point that set off a wave of people to do more Sombra videos. These were the same people that, while at first they didn't seem interested in this at all, suddenly their heads turned the full 180, and then they realized just how big this could be, and it could make their channel far more popular than it was. So not only did so many YouTube channels all of a sudden just start becoming big Sombra/ARG fans, they also started to spread misinformation, confusion, made up theories with no evidence attached to them, and a plethora of several other things. This over coverage of Sombra made people really tired of her, and the popularity of Sombra started to die down real quick. Again, I'm not calling people out for this, and I don't mean to offend the channels who have covered her, because saying all of them did it for attention or for money would be indirectly calling me out for doing much of the same, even though I know that that's not why I personally did this. It's the same with them. I'm sure all of these guys were very intrigued by the ARG when it started, but too much of a good thing can make us all sick of it. Short and simple, hype kills everything. The management of the ARG and how players were able to solve these puzzles quicker than the ARG staff were probably predicting led to really small bursts of hype that echoed off into the distance and made the community more hype as it is, bouncing off walls and such. Does that make any sense? Basically what I'm saying is Blizzard made Sombra look like this awesome hacker girl who could do anything, and we made our own impressions of her in this space between ARG activity. We made Sombra seem like the coolest thing ever, and then suddenly the ARG lasted for months with no activity or anything. Then we were given a countdown that made us even more hype, and it led to us just holding on for a month till people started to complain, and when the countdown was over, well, that broke the camel's back. Hype is something that kills everything if the end product does not meet the expectations of the consumer, which can always be impossible to meet. But it sure doesn't help when Blizzard made Sombra look like this fucking cool rad chick as they did. The moral of the story is, can we just stop getting hyped up for things? Like, please? Like, I get it. Like, it's kind of hard to get not hyped up for someone as cool as Sombra, but I mean, we had to have known, right? That this was too much? Maybe? No? Okay. Whew. Alright guys, that's all I have to say about this matter. As critical as I've been with Blizzard throughout this entire video, I won't lie when I say that this ARG was really excited when it started, you know, when shit started happening. It was really cool. Unfortunately, some of that shit just didn't lead anywhere, and it makes me wonder if more things were meant to happen but never did because we couldn't ever solve some of the puzzles, or we just couldn't care enough to solve it. Either way, what do you guys think? Leave a comment down below and tell me what you think about this whole mess. And if you like the video, go ahead and give it a like and subscribe for more bullshit. I'm not really sure for certain how much Sombra stuff is left to cover or like anything else. Like, I'm not even sure myself, but hey, I'll cover whatever I can. So, yeah. Alright. Thank you all so very much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. I love y'all. Bye.